Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kathy. Today I wanted to show you a video. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, but it's just a basic video on stamping. So I'm just going to give you some tips about when you are stamping with clear stamps, and specifically with close to my heart stamps, because those are the ones I'm most familiar with. And so I hope that you're able to learn some stuff along the way, and it'll help improve the quality of your images when you're stamping. So close to my heart stamps come in a envelope. So basically what you do is you pull it out, and when you pull it out, you're going to notice that there's this foam backing. You need that foam backing when you're stamping, because the clear stamps, once you peel them off the backing sheet and put them on the block, if you have this underneath your paper that you're stamping, you're going to get a better image. So do not throw this foam out. It's actually quite important to use. So I just put that down on my workspace. So when you get your stamps, they're on this backing sheet, and the side that is showing is the side that the ink goes on. So the other side, when you pull this is the one I'm going to show first. When you pull this off, the side that is on the back of the sheet is what goes onto the block, and it's completely flat. And then the other side is the raised word sides. So when you're choosing a block, Close to My Heart has several different sizes of blocks, and you can purchase several different sizes of blocks everywhere, but you want to pick a block that is not too big for the image, and I'll explain why once we ink it up. And on the our blocks, there is, like, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to figure this out, there's like a line. I don't know if you can see that. There is a line on the block, like etched into the bottom of the block right here, and that is, oh, there, you can kind of see it there, and that is for if you want to line up your image, or if you're using alphabet letters, you can line them up along that line. So I'm just going to do that in this case. So I'm going to put the image down on the block. Now, before you ink it up, whenever you use our stamps for the first time, we recommend that you condition the stamps. And that's because during the manufacturing process, it makes it so that when you ink up the surface of your image, it doesn't receive the ink as well if you don't what we call condition the stamp. So there's a couple things that you can do. One of them is you can take your ink pad. I'm not going to show you, I'll just explain it. But when your ink pad is open, you actually rub the stamp like quite vigorously over the ink, the actual pad, and then tap it, and then do several kind of sort of sample stamping on the side, like on a piece of scratch paper, before you actually stamp your image. But there's another way that we've discovered that is actually really interesting. So what you do is you take your stamp set and you just actually put it on your skin. You just stamp it onto your skin, and you're going to notice that it picks up some of your skin cells, I guess. And then once you do that, it's going to be ready to ink it up. So for our ink pads, what you want to do is there's a little kind of half moon circle here, and then on the side there's kind of two grooves. So you're going to be pushing down with your thumb the circle, but then pulling up the two sides. And sometimes our ink pads can be quite tight, but they will open. And then what you do is, so you take it, once you open it, you twist it around and then put it down. And the reason that our ink pads are designed this way is because then when the ink is actually closed, the ink is being stored so that the ink is always at the top of the pad. So because it's going to be upside down, so then the ink is always right on the top of the pad. So that's how you do ours. So what you want to do is, what I'll do is I rub mine a little bit, like I was explaining before. So I'm rubbing, and then the last thing you want to do is tap it. And then I usually will turn it over and look at it, and you can see, you'll be able to tell from looking at it that you have a pretty decent amount of ink on there, and that it's kind of even. And the reason you want to pick a block that is the size of your image, or closest to the size of your image, is because when you put ink on it, sometimes you'll get ink on the block over here, and then when you go to stamp it on your paper, you might transfer some of the ink lines from the block onto your workspace, and you can't really get that out. So So basically you want to rub it, and then you want to tap it, and then I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. And then you're going to be, basically because our stamps are clear, you can look right over and just stamp the image down. Sorry if my head gets in here, I just got to get right over the stamp. And you can line it up, and then you go straight down, and then you want to press it fairly firmly and just straight down. And then when you go to pick it up, it's probably going to be sticking to your thing. And then basically you have your image. So that's a pretty decent, for the first stamp, that's a really good transfer of ink onto my paper here. So I have to do 4 of them, so I'll just show you again. And once you've done that, once you've conditioned the stamp, you don't have to do it again, like while you're using the stamp in that moment. But I get into the habit of, once I clean the stamp and I go to use it again the next time, I tend to like put it on my skin again, just out of habit. There you go, you can go right over and then press it straight down. And then take it off. Okay, so now that I've stamped those 4 images, that's all I need for the project that I'm working on right now. I'm just gonna, so in order to close your ink pad, again, you're gonna be pressing down, pulling up, and then twisting it around, and then closing it on itself. So in order to clean the stamps, you have a couple of options. We do have an acrylic kind of spray, and you can spray the block directly, or you can spray your scrubber. So this is our scrubber. It's actually quite compact. This is we just came out with this scrubber this year. So the way it works is you just take off the top, and then you have these bristles that are kind of like just quite dense. So what you can do is just spray, and I just spray it, like even 1 spritz is going to get enough of that. And then you just have to clean it off on your scrubber. And then you can look at it and see if it's clean. Like that. And so and that is basically clean. Now you need to understand that there are some colors of ink that when you go to use it on your block or on your image for the first time, like I find some of the reds and even the black can stain the image, but like this one is slightly, you might not be able to tell, but it's got like a slight purple tinge to it, but it is clean, and it doesn't interfere with how the stamp works the next time you go to use it. So don't be surprised if your images start to stain a little bit. They are clean, and they'll work for you the next time that you want to use one. So that is my basic tutorial on stamping with close to my heart stamps in particular. But I'm sure that you can apply this to other clear stamps as well. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you were able to pick up some tips and enjoy stamping. It's so much fun, and it really adds a lot to your projects. So until next time, happy crafting. Thanks. Bye-bye.